So what do you reckon to that? If I walked into the room and you saw me heading towards you, furiously marching towards you, what would you think, guys? I think you'd get up and walk away, wouldn't you? Be like, no, it's not me. I'm not your date this evening. Hello, beautiful ones. How are you all doing on this miserable, gloomy old Thursday morning? If you're new to my channel, I'm Joseph, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, guys. Now then, guys, today, I won't call you guys all day. I'll switch between guys, beautiful ones, and gorgeous people. How does that sound? Is that okay? Right, waffling already. A little bit nervous, actually, because today at 5 o'clock, well, 4 o'clock, it keeps getting earlier and earlier. I've got my inaugural date. Some of you may know that I've been on the dating scene for about a month or so now. And I've actually got my first date, and it will be the first date in 15 years, guys. Can you believe that? Hence why this man is a gibbering wreck at the moment. I've been up since, had a bit of a lie-in this morning, so I got up about 4, usually up around 3. So waffling, get back onto subject, man. Yeah, so this is going to be a get ready with me, if that's okay, and I'll show you a few outfits which I'm planning on wearing, and I'll walk you through, walk and talk you through every step of preparations. Obviously, one needs to look one's best, doesn't one? Yes, one does, and one isn't one. One is, in fact, me. So I don't know why I keep saying that's a bit ridiculous. Again, really, really nervous, although I've got, how many hours? Probably around 10 hours to get even more nervous, but it doesn't matter, guys, does it? No, it doesn't. So, I have just had a delicious bath, guys, and I've dyed beard and eyebrows, and I'm all ready to go. However, oh, God, it's so itching again. I need to do something about this moustache and this beard before I go and meet... person. Should we just call that person? Person. Yeah, we'll call that person, shall we? And I need to sort these eyebrows out as well. So that's going to be step one. It is a good old soaping of my brow. That's beard dye, by the way. It's not muck or anything, so I'm not a mucky person. And so you'll need a bar of soap, pair of... these are curved. Can you see them? Curved paring scissors or shearing scissors. Sometimes they're so not shearing scissors. They're just a pair of nail scissors, and I don't know why I'm being an old drama queen. Again, nerves are kicking in, but... so beautiful. And the first step which I need to do is to trim these brows up. So what I'll do is what I do with my eye, and I trim them probably once every fortnight or something, is just brush them upwards to because obviously it's going above the line of the eye of the natural eyebrow, you know, overgrown hairs, so you can identify them more easily if you brush upwards. Can you see them, guys? Very Bush and very Wolfman like, aren't they? Wolfman Jack or Wolfman Joseph, or just Joseph really would do, wouldn't it, as opposed to showing off. And then I brush them downwards, guys. Obviously eyebrows are a lot thicker than hair on your, or head hair, because they're a different type of hair. Okay, so that will do for my left eyebrow, and we'll have to do the same on the right one. So just brush upwards again, and as I said, this just allows you to identify those hairs which are way too long. And what you want to do is, you see the line on the top of my eyebrow, not where the overgrown hairs up, but the natural line. So I'm talking about this line here, just basically the top of my eyebrows. Any hairs which go above that, you need to trim them all off, really, or off. I'm just trying to be all posh again. I'm so not posh. Wish I was. Do you know what I mean? So just and basically what I'm just trying to do is to keep them in trim and shape. Do you know what I mean? And once I've got the old pear soap on these brows, they shouldn't budge. And this is a really cheap way of you know, controlling. Oh sugar! Did I just scalp myself? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, this is a really cheap and effective way of you know, of controlling your facial hair, if you have any. We all have eyebrows. Most of us do anyway, don't they? So wet J cloth, just wipe them over. May as well do my whole face while I'm here, mayn't I? Right. Okay, gorgeous ones. That's got you a little bit closer. So you'll need your bar of pear. I don't really like the smell of this soap. It reminds me of hospitals, and obviously I used to be a nurse, and I don't mind the smell of hospitals, but this evokes sort of like, it's quite a chemically sort of smell, and it's obviously fragrance, but you'll need a jug of water too. And all you do is get your manky out, and just don't use the new toothbrush if you don't want to get hairs all on it. So that's soaking wet now. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see me shaking? It's because I'm getting really nervous. I've had about 1,000 cups of coffee. No, cups of tea I haven't. I've only had 2. So what you need to do is just to work the toothbrush or your spoolie or whatever backwards and forwards until it starts to... I need a little drop more water on that one, until it starts to lather up. Sorry, I should show you what I'm doing, shouldn't I? Not concentrating really. So yeah, just go in again. Can you see that is very wet? Yeah, you can see the drops of water on that one, can't you? And so get a good amount of soap on your toothbrush, and obviously clean your teeth before. If you're going to use the same toothbrush, clean your teeth before you soap, because you'll have a mouthful of suds otherwise. And then all you do is you just go in the direction of growth to get the first layer of soap on, a little bit more, I think. Why not, eh? Why not? And then what I do is I go up, and all I'm trying to do here is coat each strand of hair with the old soap. And then I go down, and then just brush them ones into shape. And once this stuff dries, it should, and I'll do the same. So I'm just brushing downwards, go up again, because this one hasn't had as much attention as the left one. Poor thing, it'll be in a strop now. Right, so just put my soap over here. Put my toothbrush down there as well. So gorgeous ones. That's one. Oh, I've got itchy water in my ear because I've just had a nice bath, and water tends to seep into crevices, doesn't it? Especially ears, because they're just basically there, aren't they? And yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, no, that's one application of soap on the old brows, and that should hold them in place all day now. And I'll have to repeat all of this later on this evening. Don't forget that, guys. Do you know what I mean? Because this isn't the final draft at all. I don't even know what to wear. What's a man going to wear for his first date? I'll show you some options if that's okay, and and then I'll decide, and then we'll yeah. So let's have a look at these old brows, shall we? Wow, glasses are filthy. Again, where's my J cloth? Just drying them on my shorts, ever so glamorous like that. Do you know what I mean? Very, very, very glamorous lifestyle I lead, guys. Soaping eyebrows, wiping glasses on shorts. Right, guys, there's one application of that one on them old brows. What do you reckon? They're drying, and I've got my fan on here full tilt, which will dry them out even quicker, and the water evaporates and leaves behind the soap, But can you see, guys? Can you see the glossiness which the soap's lended to my eyebrows? It's incredible, isn't it? So what I'm going to try now is just to try and soap this old stoshy and get some sort of handle on it, because it tries to murder me on a daily, but it does, literally. It tries to smother me, and basically it just needs me taking control of the situation. Right, so again, bar of soap, soaking toothbrush. Can you see? I'm not trying to dupe anyone, it is soaking wet. I don't know whether you can see it. Yeah, there you go, you can see that. So again, just work up a good old lather. How are you all, beautiful ones? Thank you so much for being with me today. It does mean a lot, it really, really does. Yeah, I'm meeting a person in Peterborough, which is about 30 miles. I'm going on the train. Person's driving. And yeah, so, right, okay, so I'll just shut up, Joe, so we can get that on them old stoshes. Does anyone know why moustaches are sometimes called moustaches? Do you know, I read quite a lot of Agatha Christie, and obviously Poirot is Agatha Christie's invention, isn't it, or creation, and he refers to his moustache as a plural as opposed to being a singular, and I just don't understand why. Right, okay. Stop moaning about Poirot's stosh and get on and see to your own, man. Okay, 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 will do. Right, so again, just brushing, working the soap into the top lip or top moustache, and yeah, I might go up. Shall I go up and see if I can go up and create some kind of... Shall I create like a Lord Kitchener effect? There, how does that? And then obviously, guys, once you've got the old soap on your stauche, you can play around with it and have fun. How does that look? Nah, okay, I won't. So not going to my date looking like this evening, but and that will hold that in place all day now, guys. It literally will. So and can you see again the glossiness, which maybe not, but it's given my skin a really, sorry, my facial hair, it's given it a really glossy sort of that bit there is starting to irritate me. I just don't want to be touching my beard all evening, because there's nothing more off-putting, is there? Right. Okay, so right, so that's beard and facial hair under control, and eyebrows under control. Should we move on to skin now, guys? Should we move on to skin? Let's do skin, shall we? Let's do it. Okay, beautiful one. So for my skin tonight, I'm certainly not going to go with a face full of foundation, because I just think that looks awful. Do you know what I mean? And you're trying to make a good impression on someone, aren't you? And by showing up with a mask-like layer of thick makeup or base on my chops, just it's not giving the right impression, is it? So what I want is something which is going to make my skin look perfected and yet flawless at the same time, and yet ultra natural, undetectable basically. And I also want something which is going to, because my skin tends to be quite oily, pop it on my skin and just leave it, and then just know that my skin's going to be, you know, looked after and kept, the oil's going to be kept in check for the whole day. So I thought, so beautiful. And so what I need to do now is, because can you see on my neck there's a little bit of a shaving rash, isn't there? So what I'm going to do is put a few drops of E.L.F neat out of the bottle. Don't try this at home, guys, because this is obviously deadly poisonous. Nicotine is an alkaloid poison. So can you see that drop there? And what I'll do is just apply it to the old area, and all this will do is it just put a little drop more on. Can you see? Yeah. And all this will do is it just takes the redness down, possibly within about half an hour, but once it's gone, then it's pretty much gone for good. And I do use this a lot, actually, when I burn myself or anything like that. It takes the pain away almost immediately. It's an amazing... tastes quite nice as well. Dying. Joseph kills himself during getting ready for a date by waffling, gutsing too much nicotine. Shall I stop? Yeah, stop. And obviously the idea is that within, by the time I finish waffling today, all that red area there should have dissipated, or should in fact have gone. So without any further ado, guys, I will talk about this one, and I'll get it on this old chop. So this is, I think this was £8, something like that. Again, I got it from Superdog. It came with its own sponge in a little plastic sleeve or something. However, for today, I'm going to use, where's it gone? Oh, it's on the floor. Typical. So I have prepared my skin. All I did was I just used shampoo as a shaving foam, quite a thick layer, and or you just lather it up in your hands and apply it onto your face, and then you know the razor blade just glides on. You could do that with your legs or your armpits or anything, saving loads of money again. I'm full of these little tips, aren't I, guys? Yeah. Okay, so sugar, I should have shown you. This is the Revolution Compact, as I've just said. Open, please. Open. Oh, bloody hell. Right, bit of a state this morning. So can you see it's a pure white balm, isn't it? No smell at all. No. Straight out of the pot. I mean, imagine, because this is quite a silicone-rich, a rich product. So I imagine once it's on this old face that that the smell will start to become more apparent. But so what I'll do, guys, is using this is the Max Factor Facefinity sponge, and this is one of my favourite sponges. I do prefer to use sponges applying anything to my face. And what I'll do is I'll get a good old layer of this one on. And you need to concentrate on your T-zone or your oily areas. And they do actually sell a dewy. You can't see it on the sponge, guys, because it's obviously invisible. Can you see that blob there? And there's loads of this on the old sponge. No, I was just saying, wasn't I? They do a dewy serum as well. So I'll definitely... Oh, sugar, sorry, I didn't mean to knock you beautiful ones. Revolution do a dewy serum as well. So, and that comes in a little pipette bottle. Again, £8, I'm sure it was. So without any further ado, I'll get this on my old skin. So, or skin, just not old, because let's stop saying it's old, shall we? Because it's not. So just start by blending it into the central areas of the old skin. And don't worry about your moustache. You can always go back and, you know, tidy it up afterwards. Should I be patting or dabbing? I don't have a clue. I could put a bit more on, shall we? It's not giving up much product, actually. And I put loads on then, guys. So don't really know. So can you? No, you won't be able to see that, but there's quite a bit of that one on there. And I'm going to focus on my nose and my forehead. That's better. I might use a little bit of concealer just to try and hide my red. Well, mind you've all got imperfections, haven't we, guys? And if person doesn't like what person sees, then person can go and jump, can't, off the end of a very long pier. No, I'm joking. No, as I said, you know, this is my first foray onto the dating and just having a first date for, what was it, 15 years, because before I met the ex, I wasn't dating for about 6 years prior. I mean, obviously I chatted to people online, but I hadn't actually been on a physical date. So you could say I'm a little bit on the rusty side, or very, very rusty, rusting like an old bucket, but there we go. Right. So what do you reckon to that? If I walked into the room and you saw me heading towards you, furiously marching towards you, what would you think, guys? I think you'd get up and walk away, wouldn't you? You'd be like, no, it's not me. I'm not your date this evening. Let's have a close inspection. Skin's, it hasn't dried, guys, and this is supposed to be where is it? This is supposed to be a mattifying, blurring balm, and yet it hasn't dried, and it hasn't really mattified my skin either. Can you see that? You have a skin feel test. Feels a little bit, there's definitely something on my skin, do you know what I mean? I can tell, but how's that all? Is it going? Yeah, it's going, and it takes about half an hour for the redness to work. What I might do now, guys, is just to carry on working on the oldie beard. Is that okay? Okay, right. So again, bar of pears in hand, a soaking wet toothbrush. You can see that's wet, can't you? Yeah, there you go. And the key with using soap on facial hair like beards and stuff is just to use a little bit at a time and to build it up, guys. Otherwise, it will just be really, really obvious on the skin. So what I'm trying to do is go my beard into almost like a point, you know, almost like a devil sort of point, or a traditional goatee, so that it just draws the eye down when you look at my face. I don't know why I'm trying to go into a point. I suppose it's more aesthetically pleasing, or I don't really know. I just always wanted, a goatee beard which is pointy. So obviously, as I said, I'll have to do all of this again ce soir, or this evening. But yeah, no, I'm leaning towards a shirt. I've got a couple of shirts which are clean. The rest of them all need washing. I only found out I was going on this day. No, not yesterday, the day before. So I suppose I could have done the washing, couldn't I? And but I mean, if I haven't got anything ready, then I'm a firm believer in fate, guys. Do you know what I mean? If I haven't got what I wanted ready, I'm not supposed to wear that particular item that evening. Right. Okay. Can you see it foaming up? And as I said, just go in with a very small amount to start off with, or you can see what's happening now, can't you? It's starting to foam up, and it won't disappear because my facial hair is black. It leaves almost like a sort of a white sort of cast to your hair, which just doesn't really look very nice. So, go in with it, and then what I'm going to do is just try and pull it into a point. It's these bits here, isn't it, which are the nuisance or the pains. So I'm meeting person, as I said, at 5. It was initially 5, and then I said, well, can we make it 4? Because obviously I need to get back to Ely this evening, and trains being what trains are, it's gonna, it's gonna leave me stranded in Peterborough if I'm not careful. Person lives in a place near Leicestershire called Oundle, and obviously I live in Ely. But why did I tell you that? Didn't really need to know that, guys, did you? Doesn't matter. Right. Okay, so we're sort of I'll just put this over here, beautiful ones. Otherwise, that will end up all over my lap. Have a quick slurp of tea, if that's okay. Okay. Literally slurping. Sorry, guys. Literally slurping my tea, then, guys. Sorry about that. I'm always slurping my tea. Right, I'm going to work on this old stosh a little bit more. So I'm not happy with it at all. So again, let's get plenty of soap on this one, shall we? And also, once it's, as I said, once it's on the facial hair, it holds it in place, and it can be quite hard to remove. Obviously, so water would just get it off, wouldn't it? But okay. Right. So I didn't put enough soap on this one before, so it's not holding the Poirot look. And what I do is I just work up towards the end, so you start to get those points. But we should be trying to coat each hair, shouldn't we? Rather than trying to be all artistic and alternative and showing off, as I tend to do. Right. And that's plenty of soap on the beard, on the goatee part of my, the chin, on the chin of my my. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say there is that's plenty of soap on the old chin part of my beard now. And what I do now is just with my fingers, is just grab the ends, give them a quick twist, push them upwards, And then you can always just wet your finger. Oh, I might just get rid of that bit there because that, oh no, what am I doing? Spoilt it all. I haven't, have I? Yeah, I have. Sorry about this, guys. It's all going wrong. Right, okay. So again, toothbrush. The wetter it is, the better, guys. Does that make sense? Because obviously the more the wetter your brush is and the more water you put onto your face, and soap too, the more pliable your facial hair will then be. So there we go. Trying to separate, that's it. How's that, guys? Right, gorgeous ones. That's eyebrows and beard and whiskers and moustache done now, and I look a lot like Poirot now, don't I? N'est-ce pas? N'est-ce pas? No, stop it. Right, okay, what do you reckon? Can you see it's still a little bit wet? I've got, as I said, I've got my fan down here on my right-hand side, and it should dry out a lot quicker, but you can see the glossiness it's added to my facial whiskers, can't you? Yeah, I suppose you can. And my eye, oh wow. They just feel like a one solid piece now. They just feel like they've got glue on them or something, and they won't budge at all. Obviously, just put the points up just a little bit. It was the vicar in the library with the dagger. Stop it, silly man. Aren't I being ridiculous? Right, okay. I love Poirot. Do any of you watch it? And David Suchet's amazing. He couldn't have cast a better Poirot. Now then, this stuff is, I suppose, I don't really know what to make of this one. It's a bit rubbishy, isn't it? It's nowhere near as good as the Benefit, but again, it was a fraction of the price. So, and obviously what I'll be doing is I'll be taking this with me. I'm just trying to hide that piece of hair colour all over his hands because I don't like wearing the gloves they give you because they're cheap and they often break and your fingers poke through the old don't they though? Do you find that, beautiful ones, when you're trying to dye something, the gloves they give you, A, they don't fit, and B, they're rubbish quality because you put them on and your hand goes straight through the glove and you end up with beard dye or hair dye everywhere. It's ridiculous. Climb down off that height. Right, okay, climbing down. So I was saying I'll probably take this with me tonight, you know, in my pocket, and you know I could just touch up when I go to the toilet, couldn't I? So that this face remains flawless or oil-free for most of the evening. I don't know. Anyway, I better go, guys, because it's coming up to 8 o'clock, and my mum will be here Thursday today, and we go shopping every Thursday. I have done so since the onset of COVID in 2019, which was hideous for everyone, wasn't it? But Mum and I, we decided then we were going to see each other, and she lives about 30 miles away. So I'll be back later on. Right, guys, it's now just coming up to 12:20 in the afternoon. My last check-in was 8 a.m. this morning, wasn't it? Mum and I went to town, then we went to Aldi, and I nipped into Boots because I found that the Revolution mattifying balm stuff just rubbish. It just hasn't, I mean, look, my skin looks a bit shiny and a bit oily. My skin does get quite oily after 3 or 4 hours of waking up in the morning and washing my face. So I went into Boots and I got the E.L.F. Poreless Putty Primer. I've heard really good things about this, so I'll be taking this with me tonight. And it comes with, I believe there's an applicator in here. It's what it says on the back anyway, that there's a use the E.L.F. Putty Primer applicator. So yeah, there must be a little sponge or something. I'm hoping there is anyway, but I'll probably take my man bag along with me. Anyway, guys, so time for outfits now, and then I need to go and have another bath, and I'm not going to do this with the old Poirot thing. I just think it's a bit too much for a first date, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, guys? Because I don't know what I mean. I'll go and show you my first outfit choice. So there's only 3 or 4 shirts which I've got to clean. So, and you've seen them all before, but my date hasn't seen them before, and that's the important thing, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Right, beautiful ones. This is option number 1. Can you see it's a pale blue, powder sort of blue linen grandad shirt. Marks and Spencer's, possibly something like that. It's certainly nothing like Florence and Fred or something totally cheap. It's you know, it's a nice quality shirt, although it's really, really creased because I've only just unpacked it from the holiday. I didn't wear it on holiday, and I don't own an iron. There's no iron in my life at the moment. I just don't do irons. So how do I get my ironing done? That's for me to know and for you beautiful ones to find out. So this is option 1. Certainly a possibility, although I'm more inclined to go with option number 5. But I'll show you option number 2 if that's okay. Okay? Okay. So beautiful. And this is option number 2. It's a just a short, again, a short sleeve shirt with little swallows on them. No, they're hummingbirds, aren't they? Hummingbirds. And should I do up top button, or do you want to see my sparsely hairy chest? No, I don't think so. Should I just do the top button up? Yeah, get that button done up now. Okay. Okay. So what do you reckon? No, I don't feel comfortable in it, guys. And you need to feel comfortable on your very first date, don't you? You do. I'm sorry, guys, but you. I mean, obviously, if comfort's out the window, then the whole thing could go out the window, couldn't it? So this is possibly around number 20 on the not to wear list. So so far we've seen powder blue grandad shirt, and now we've seen hummingbird shirt, and I'll show you the next 2 options. Okay. Option number 3, guys, is a short sleeve, again, a short sleeve shirt. Look at those muscles. Look at that. Look. I don't go to the gym or anything. That's just from, because I do press ups in, well, what I do is I put my hands on the work surfaces and push my whole body up, and I do about 20 of those a day. Don't know why. It's not giving me any pecs or anything. I suppose it's making my biceps, these ones, a little bit bigger, but I'm certainly no gym bunny, and I hate gyms and stuff like that. But can you see the buttons here? It's really, really, really badly creased, but I could always explain to date that by the time I arrive in Peterborough, I'd been dragged through a bush backwards, or a hedge backwards, couldn't I, or something. I could just, best not to start off potential new relationship on a lie, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Okay, so I'll think of something anyway. Maybe just tell date the truth, or person the truth. It's probably the best option, isn't it? Always best to be honest. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I'll show you option number 4, and then number 5, and then number 6 and 7 and 8, 9 and 10. No, I'm joking. We'll stop at around 4 or 5, shall we? Because I don't want to bore the life out of you beautiful ones. I think this is going to be the one, guys. Can you see it's a white, just a white short sleeve. It's got a button down neck on it. So should I just do those up, do you reckon, or not? Yeah, I'll just do them up. So not wearing a tie, though. I never ever wear ties. So certainly not for casual events like first dates and stuff like that. This is going to be like 50 first dates, or even 1,000 first dates. And why am I wandering, waffling on about dates and first dates? Haven't got a clue. Again, it's short sleeve. It's got little flowers on it. Can you see? So I guess it's a little bit like, it's a little bit hippie. It's a little bit me. I'll probably wear this one with I've got a pair of grey cargo shorts sort of things with my lily white legs, and a pair of grey sort of Birkenstock sort of trainery, sandally sort of things. And I do like a very, very casual sort of, like, I believe my person is quite casual too. A little bit way out there, a little bit alternative, but very, very attractive. Okay, I'll come back and I'll show you the final ensemble. I'll come back and I'll show you all the final ensemble before I go. Is that okay? All right, guys. Thank you so sorry about this. Do you know what I mean? Right, guys. This is me all ready. It's just 1:15 and I'm ready to go. So I might just go and get on the train and end up in Peterborough and just text my date and just say I'm here. I could do that. However, should we try this one before I go? Because I can't go out looking like this with this old chops in this state, can I? And this is the E.L.F. Poreless Putty Primer with hydrating squalene. And this is, what size is it? 21 grams or 0.74 fluid ounces. And this was £9. Yeah, £9 I believe I paid for it. And I'll just read off the back quickly, the directions. Poreless Putty Primer. This Poreless Putty Primer glides over skin and helps reduce the appearance of pores for a smooth canvas. Definitely in need of a smooth canvas, aren't we? In fact, we're in need of a new face, basically. Let's face it. Infused with squalene to help moisturize, the putty formula extends the wear of makeup for a look that lasts well. I'm not actually using it for that today. I'm going to use it just as a mattifier because I believe that this would lend like a velvety sort of undetectable but undetectable yet matte velvety sort of look to my skin, which is all I want really. I mean, I don't want any coverage or anything because there's nothing more off-putting is there than sitting opposite someone who's got a face full of makeup on. Directions: use the E.L.F. Putty Primer applicator to apply and blend evenly over skin. Wait 30 seconds before applying makeup. Good for normal, dry and combination skin. So it comes in this box. Can you see? Cardboard box with the E.L.F. Branding on the front. And E.L.F. stands for eyes, lips and face, if you didn't know that. It's got the title of the product, then an open window so you can actually see the putty primer inside, and and then the directions on the back. And what I'll do is I'll just throw it on the floor, shall I? Shall I just do that? Fingers and thumbs today, guys. I've got a good reason to be there, haven't I? Come on, I'm allowed to be a little bit nervous, aren't I? So yeah, it's one of those pull-out sort of things. Can you see? And that's holding the putty primer in place. And this is what it looks like. So it comes in a plastic. I'm sweating, so I have to put the fan on. Oh, face me, please. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. It comes in once you've taken it out of the box, it comes in a plastic pot. And this is, it doesn't, again, I wish they'd give you this in millage, but again, it's, how much did I say? 21 grams. And I suppose it's because it's solid that's why they've done it in grammage. And it looks quite classy. It's giving me vibes of NARS or something. I don't know if this is a dupe for anything else, but without any further ado, let's crack it open. Where's the applicator then? There's no applicator in there, is there? No. Unless you have to buy, oh right, okay. I imagine you have to buy the applicator separately, guys, but we'll just try this on with fingers first, shall we? And what I'll do is I'll apply it to my my T-zone, and if I'm liking the way this one looks, then I might just apply it all over these old chopses. So just work it into, it gives up quite easily. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. Let's just apply some onto the old forehead first, and it doesn't glide on like a lanacane or something like that, but try to avoid hair at all costs, beautiful ones. And this is the only primer I will ever own, guys, and I'm not using it as a primer, I'm using it as a mattifier or just a skin smoother, or basically a skin perfector, if that makes sense. I know a lot of stuff I say doesn't matter, just may as well whop it all over there. And it gives up really, really easy. Can you see there now, the great big finger marks I've left in that? Put the lid on him. Otherwise that will just end up everywhere, all over my face and all over this flat, all over my lovely leather sofa. Just work it in to the old, and it said to leave, not that I'm going to put makeup on, but obviously this needs to set. I imagine it forms some kind of a film over the skin, which then, you know, magically diffuses the look of pores, possibly even fine lines. I doubt it would do anything. In fact, I know it wouldn't do anything to wrinkles, but what shall I do with that? Shall I pop it over here? Shall I just pop it over here? I'll pop it over here. Oh, and I want you to help me choose fragrance in a minute as well, guys, if that's okay. It hasn't dried yet. Oh, mind you, it hasn't been 30 seconds. Patience, young man, patience. Okay, okay. Have a word with myself, shall I? Shall I have a stern word with myself? I ought to do that, really, oughtn't I? My nose is looking ever so bumpy, isn't it, guys? Can you see those two bumps on my nose? And I can actually feel them on the time for salicylic acid again. I think that would eliminate those in a matter of days. Is it? Oh, it's drying, guys. Yep, drying. It leaves sort of a slightly moist sort of feel on the skin, which I'm not too impressed with, because I thought this would be, you know, just a very mattifying primer. It's called Poreless primer, isn't it? So mind you, I suppose. Can you see that area there, guys? Look. Oh, I'm pretty smitten by this stuff. Wow. Oh no, I don't mind this. I don't mind the slight tacking if it's going to make my skin look like that. Oh yeah. Person I'm on date with is going to fall for me big time, guys. No, I'm kidding. God, how big-headed is that of me? Right, let's just let that settle in, shall we? And I'll talk to you about fragrance now, if that's okay. So my go-to fragrance, which I wear every day, is my sandalwood, and it's a gorgeous scent. It really, really is. It's very, very, very classy. It's like Old Spice and then some. It's like a very, very classy version of Old Spice. So, and I've always been a fan of Old Spice. My granddad used to wear it, and then my dad didn't really wear any fragrance at all. But I guess I've just always liked the old. It's got like a talcumy powdery sort of. It's a lang ylang, isn't it? I think that, yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. I'm sure Old Spice is. No, it's sandalwood, isn't it? Yeah. It says there, Joseph. Yep, it does. Indeed, it does. It says it just there. Okay. Okay. Why am I getting a spot on my nose the day I'm supposed to be going on my first date ever, and my skin suddenly starts to erupt? It's not fair, is it, guys? Well, it hasn't dried, and I don't know if it will. Oh, it can't dry because it needs to remain quite sort of tacky to hold on to the foundation. That's why it hasn't dried, and I don't think it ever would set down to, you know, a powdery sort of finish. So there's this one, guys. Oh, wow, you have a sniff. Gorgeous, isn't it? I know we still haven't invented smell-o-vision, have we, guys? No, we haven't. And this one is my Tom Ford dupe. This is an Audi Hotel Collection, and this is sandalwood and jasmine. And this smells good. And I might actually mix the two because I like my scents to be quite unique. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think anyone else would really blend the two. I'm sure people in the world have blended the two at some point, but you know, traveling on a train to Peterborough at possibly around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on sometime in August 2023. I don't think there's going to be two of us smelling exactly the same. Do you? Oh, wow, that smells good. So what I might just do is put a spritz of this one. See how those two mingle together. I'm not too sure at the moment. Hang on. Oh yes, guys. Oh wow. Wow. Smell that. Gorgeous, isn't it? Wow. That the sandalwood and the because these are both, this is sandalwood and jasmine, sorry, and this one's just a pure note sandalwood. And this was £47 for 100 mils. And you have to buy the atomizer separately. Well, tell me about it, beautiful ones, I know. And this one was £3.99. And again, this is, what size is this? Doesn't say. It looks like 50 ml to me, so I reckon this could be a 50 ml aftershave. This is actually a perfume, but there we go. So it's a dupe for Tom Ford's Oud, you know, OUD. But I love that smell now. It absolutely, it's given me sort of vibes of Johnson's baby powder, but very, very, very masculine as well. It's just, and by blending fragrances together, you can create the most unique scents, and people will always remember you for that smell. Do you know what I mean? So let's just whop some of this on, shall we? So I'll go in with my my sandalwood and jasmine first. Get a good layer of that on. Sugar, I forgot I'd shaved. Ow. Because I don't shave every day. How much is the man using, for goodness? Going to stink like a boudoir. Never mind, eh? Well, no, that's the thing, though, guys, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? As long as you smell nice. I'll be back in a minute. It's my phone. Sorry about that, gorgeous ones. That was Dad. He's just phoning to see where Mum is. She left like half an hour ago, and she told me she's going to go into the charity place where she works on the way home. And Dad said, she didn't tell me, and she did. I know she would have done, because Mum tells Dad everything about what she's doing, where she has to. Do you know what I mean? Because he's just losing his mind, and it's So he definitely knew where she was. It's just so sad, isn't it, guys? It really, really is. You know, I mean, you look up to your mother and father, don't you? And you never expect them to get old. But anyway, so I'm just going to let this one bed in, if you like, or cook, or adjust to my skin the chemistry of my skin, because obviously aftershaves and perfumes smell different on everyone's skin, don't they? And then I'll go in with my old favourite, and this is gorgeous, guys. If you like sandalwood, then you know it's absolutely stunning. Right, let's get some of this on. And to start off with, it stinks. It does. I mean, the combination of the two honks, but and then suddenly you just get this gorgeous, really expensive, classy. And that's what you want to be remembered as, is classy. You don't want someone to walk away and think, my goodness, how rough and common was that person. You want to always be remembered as being classy, surely. You know, leave a lasting impression. So what do we reckon to this old primer? I might have to put some of the old Max Factor on, guys. You know, I'm just not sure about it. So you have a close inspection. I'll move you down because I'm actually looking upwards at the moment. I'll move you down, and I'll just so you're on eye level with me, if that's okay. Let's do that. That's better, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know why I had the camera at like nearly 90 degrees away from me. But what do you reckon? It's sorry, frog in throat. Getting a bit nervous cough. The soap's still on my beard. All I did is I just had another strip wash. I couldn't be bothered to have another bath. I want some skin left. You know what I mean? Without washing it all down the plug hole. But I wash my face with a flannel and just remove the soap off my top, the facial hair on my top lip, to get rid of the horns or the Poirot effect I'd got. That was just being silly, really, playing around with it. Do you know what I mean? But no, I'm not very pleased with this. I'm going to go and wash it off until I go in with a layer of Max Factor. It's my favourite, guys, and I love that stuff. And no one can ever tell when I've got it on. So yeah, I'll go and do that. Sponge it on with a soap sponge. By the way, guys, I wasn't slagging this off at all. I think it is an amazing primer if you like primers, and it certainly got rid of my pores, didn't it? Although I want a really, really matte, a matte yet natural look, so that my oil stays in check all day and all night. So I'll go in with the old faithful Max Factor Face Finity. Does anyone know if oil can go off? Because about 6 months ago, I spilt, and you know those great big drums of oil you can get. I spilt it all over my kitchen floor. It went under my fridge, and obviously I put loads of bleach on the floor and loads of washing up liquid in a vain attempt to mop it all up. And I think some of it is still was still under my fridge. And when we had the hot spell around 3 or 4 weeks ago, really, really foul smell in my apartment, and it just smells like something's died in here. Just stinks. Foul smell. So I pulled the fridge out the other day and got loads of bleach and loads of spray Dettol and stuff like that, and basically scrubbed the area underneath the fridge, but it still stinks in here, and I just can't work out what the smell is. So does anyone know if oil can go rancid, and what does it smell like? Is it that foul sort of Fausty sort of, just not a very nice smell. It doesn't smell like rotten flesh or anything like that. It's just not the nice, it's just quite an acrid sort of shall I get on and put this on my face rather than complaining about odours in one's apartment? So what I'll do is, I don't want very much of this tonight, but can you see how much is on there? That should be plenty for all of my entire chopsies, or choppies. And I'll just start by, and this will give me a little bit of coverage, guys, just the tiniest amount, you know, just to perfect and even up one's complexion, or just my skin, in other words. So we're nearly ready for our inaugural date, beautiful ones, and I'll probably film on the train as well over to Peterborough. Keep you all abreast, and then I'll have to go incognito or go quiet whilst whilst I'm with the person, or just person, as I've been calling person all day. And you're so not going to find out the person's name, never. But guys, and this is a big but, you're all invited to our wedding next summer, I feel. I'm kidding. It's going to be next month. No, I'm joking, of course I am. Do you know what I mean? Next weekend should do. No, I'm joking, beautiful ones. Pulling your leg. Right, okay, so that's an application on of Max Factor, and this is an amazing foundation, guys, and I can't harp on about how wonderful it is. It just used with a soap sponge, come down onto the neck, put some on the lugs as well. Wow, I think we're ready. What do you think? Put that over there. No, put that down there, because I don't want to end up with water all down this new shirt, do we? Newly ironed, freshly pressed shirt. Right, guys, it's coming up to 1:10, so I don't want to go. Of course I do. Do you know what I mean? Of course I do. I've got to get out there. I need to go and do this, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Well, coming part of the way with me, but I've got to do the last part on my own. But trials and tribulations, they of life. All right, guys. I'll probably be in touch again on the way to the station, or just if I get anxious again, I might need to speak to you all urgently. Do you know what I mean? I do have friends as well I could contact, but I'd rather just share because none of my friends. I've told no one about this date. I told Mum about it earlier, and she was really, really, really pleased. She was like, "Oh, Joseph, that's amazing." So I ought to get my body up to the train station. And if I'm early, then I can just hang around, and I might even just message person and say I'm here. So, you know, if you don't mind meeting me an extra half an hour early or something like that. But I'm waffling. I'm trying to delay. I'm stalling. I'm procrastinating, aren't I? Massively. Okay, I'll better go, guys. See you soon. Lots of love. Thank you so much for being with me. Here goes nothing Hello, gorgeous ones. How are you all doing? I'm halfway to the train station. Really early. A little bit on the sweaty side as well. So it's a good job. The Max Factor foundation is sweat resistant, water resistant, and all of those other things which are required for first dates or other physical exertions like running up mountains or flying around the world. And you know, basically, it's just a good job the foundation is sweat resistant. Is all I'm trying to say. So I'll probably check in with you again when I'm on the train, hurtling towards Peterborough. All right, guys, lots of love. Take care. See ya. Hi, beautiful ones. You see that bob of dye on the back of it? It's still there. It doesn't really matter, does it? Went really well, guys. Thank you. Wedding next summer, I think, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. I'll need a best man. Okay, you're all invited, guys. Lots of love. See you. Take care. Beaming.